This is the Real Good Procast with your hosts, Declan DeBarb, Ian Blumenthal, and Marshall Heath. Talk about the fucking Leafs game. Let's go.
All right, everybody. Guess what? I'm going to the Leafs game on December 20th,
No one cares.
none of you guys are invited.
December they play Florida. Wow, that's gonna be a real barn burner. That's
Yeah, I know. It's going to be hype. I'm going to watch the Buds, not show up because they're playing Florida.
So James Reimer shutout. Are we calling this?
Roberto Luongo shutout. Did you see that? The puck, it bounced off the ref and then went in the net. Like, it was a dump in, and it, hit the ref in the corner and then, went in the net behind Luongo, and then they, counted it as no goal.
because it can't go in off the ref.
Why not? That's not a rule. He's
Yeah,
part
it is
of
a
play.
rule. No, it is a rule.
Actually?
It's actually in the rule book. A puck cannot go off the ref and indirectly into the net.
Well, it hit the ref, and then I think it bounced off Luongo. Or
Yeah,
may
well, it
not
can't
have.
it can't be the last point of contact of non
Because
offensive.
I don't know the
players.
actual rule, but
It is in the. It's a weird rule, but it is in the weird.
Oh.
I was a ref, and we had to avoid that.
the more you know.
The more you know.
Bum bum bum. But why don't we talk about those Leafs? And we'll start with the interesting decision earlier in the week, where Mike Babcock chose to start Garrett Sparks against the Detroit Red Wings on not a back-to-back. Freddie was fully healthy. And we actually, I believe, saw him in that game against Detroit.
Sparks
Sparks?
or Freddie?
Freddie.
Did Sparks get pulled?
I think Sparks got
Yeah,
pulled.
Sparks got pulled, and then we got the comeback.
No, Sparks was
No,
in net
Sparks
the
didn't
entire
get-
time.
Was
no,
he? I
I don't know because Freddie got pulled in the Boston game. I think that's what
Yes,
you're thinking
that's what
about.
happened.
Yeah, Garrett had
No,
5
because
goals against.
it was it happened the exact same as the Centennial Classic, except in reverse.
Yeah, and what do you guys think about Sparks getting the nod in that game?
I like progression by Mike Babcock. He's been a old-timey coach and, not old-timey. Well, yeah, old-timey, but I think he's we can't play Freddie 70 games a year. We're not going to have him for the playoffs if we do that. 2 years in a row, Freddie kind of faded in the playoffs a little bit. And I think it's because he's tired. So I think it's a good sign that it's happening. We don't have to win all the games. I don't care about if we get first place or second place. It would be nice to get home ice advantage for first round of the playoffs and playing Freddie, but I think Sparks can get us wins in games, especially when you're playing the Red Wings. I don't think it was Sparks' fault we lost that game. Freddie played the next game against Boston, and he let in 6 goals.
Yeah,
I think it was 2 horrible performances by the Leafs.
Oh,
I would have liked Sparks to have a couple of them, but
I think they were nervous and shaky. Nylander was back. There was a lot of expectation. Everyone was like, "Oh, they're gonna kick the shit out of the Red Wings. They're gonna kick the shit out of the Bruins." Blah blah. Nylander, everyone's hyped now. And then I think they're calming down. Nylander got 2 assists last night. He didn't score, but he shot it high wide a couple times, and I was like,
also
let's
got
go.
a so-so penalty just because he hasn't really been skating.
"2." He
so-
got 2 penalties last
Yeah,
night.
I know, but one of them was okay. One of them was a hold where he just wasn't skating with the guy. So I think that's just, and Babcock said it's just part of getting back into the motion and getting back.
It was because he got stuck on long shifts both times.
Yeah,
it
doesn't
was
help.
he was a minute plus into that shift right there when he got the holding call. And when it happened, I was like, Nylander, bro. I know that's fantasy points, but stop.
but why don't we not get ahead of ourselves? And the Leafs did put in a pretty poor performance against the Red Wings. They didn't show up until they were already 4-1 down.
But then they came back. And we did lose, but I think they showed some. Sometimes you have a game where you don't show up and you get behind. And then they showed character. They came back. We got a point out of it. I'm pretty proud of the boys.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they didn't show up, and those are the games you need to show up for. It's great they came back, they got the point, but at the end of the day, the best teams come to play against the Red Wings when they're a couple points out, or a decent amount of points out of the playoffs. The good teams show up every night. In the wise words of Mike Babcock.
No, it was in every hype video. It's good teams show up sometimes. Great teams show up every fucking night. Now it's an explicit podcast.
Yeah, they've been explicit for a while.
Producer Seb just gets upset when you drop the F-bomb. You can see it in his face.
Come the new year, hopefully we're trying to get some video set up. I thought it would be a great idea to get a video camera straight on Seb's face so you can see some of the many, many fantastic faces that our producer makes throughout the show when we say many dumb things.
He's our emotion guy.
Yeah.
if you would.
He's really the backbone of this podcast.
He makes everything run, actually. If he wasn't here, I don't think we would have ever been able to set this up.
Yeah, 0%.
Thanks, Seb.
Now for the the Detroit game, you don't really put that on Sparks. Do you
No.
put the Boston game on Anderson?
Like, yes and no.
I don't.
It's not all on Anderson, but like, man, stop a puck, please.
But Freddie's been so
No,
good all
I-
year, so don't
no.
take it away from Freddie at all. I think the team just didn't show up.
I'm not saying I think that they just all had a poor performance. Like actually, I don't even think like Matthews played that terribly. Like I don't think like our players played that terribly. We still got 3 goals in the game. I think it was just like one of those games where it kind of gets away from you quickly, and then when you battle back and you like push for half the game, and like it was kind of a 50-50 game for like a lot of it. We are like in the times that we kind of like didn't do anything, we just got boom, we got shat on.
Yeah. Yep, and I agree. And then things got very out of hand in the first period. I believe it was Charlie McAvoy who sent William Nylander into the board, or not William Nylander, Mitch Marner into the boards from behind. No call.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit later, a little bit of vigilante justice in Zach Hyman as he runs
Vigilante justice.
Charlie McAvoy, and he picks himself up a 2-game suspension.
Yeah.
A little bit later, after that, Chris Wagner tried to take a run at Morgan Riley and take his head off, and he didn't get a suspension. And I mean, we talked about this in the last podcast, and it's consistency. How is Zach Hyman getting suspended and not Chris Wagner? How is Zach Hyman getting suspended and not Ryan Reeves? How is Zach Hyman getting suspended and not Tom Wilson? It just doesn't make sense because they're all very similar hits, in my opinion. And I think they all should have been suspensions.
I agree with you, or they all should be suspensions. But I just think the difference between the Hyman and Wagner hit was like Hyman was from behind and it was very late, and Wagner was from the front. Yeah, it was to the head though, which was, man, it was so clearly to the head.
And it was targeting. He targeted him.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was.
It was a malicious hit that had the purpose to injure Morgan Riley.
As much as you can make the argument that Morgan saw it coming, he had the puck, all that. Well, it came from open ice, and it was purely done to injure, not to injure, but to definitely to deliver a message. It wasn't just, okay, we're just gonna check him to get rid of the puck. We're gonna do something here.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't.
And also,
we talked about it last time. Where's the consistency in the NHL? Zach Hyman's the only one that's getting suspended here. And I know Zach Hyman isn't the biggest part of this team, but are you kidding? All players should be judged equally, right?
I don't understand anymore. Like, and the NHL like doesn't give an explanation for why. Like, they don't give you an explanation of we didn't suspend this hit because blank, blank, blank. They just say no disciplinary action for this, and then they go 2 games for that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what?
I wish I had an answer, but I don't. I really don't. But things are a little bit better because in Carolina, you guys showed up to play.
Yeah, it was a pretty convincing win. I think I was talking to my buddy yesterday, and he was like, did the Leafs come to play in the first period? And I was like, they're out Carolina-ing Carolina. This is ridiculous because they had like...
Remember when Carolina had 29 shots in the first period against us?
They had something like 15 shots in the first period.
And they were all garbage. And then we were like tied with them after the first period or something with shots. It was...
Yeah, the Corsi boys.
The Corsi boys. Man, Travis Dermott's the man.
I love Travis Dermott.
Yeah, but I think Callie Rosen's sick too. But I don't think... what's his name? Is going to be a Leaf for much longer. Ron Hainsey.
No.
I mean, his fight standing up for Riley. That was some dad action.
Man, when he brought the hands out and he was like, "Come at me, bro,"
and then he was dipping and swerving. TSN didn't like that. They were upset. That was showboating. The old man channel.
Ron, come on.
And then he punked him. And then he beat him up. Chris Wagner didn't even land a punch.
Oh my god, Ron's the man. He's got that dad mentality. He's like, that's my child right there. His defensive partner is like his kid.
So there's 2 dads in the Leafs. There's Ron Hainsey, who beats the crap out of people.
Ron Hainsey's the granddad.
No.
And then Patrick Marleau's the dad.
No, there's 2 different dads for 2 different sets of guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ron Hainsey's like the defensive dad for all the defensemen, and then Patrick Marleau's the forward dad for all the forwards.
Singing YMCA all day long.
Do you think they're a gay couple? Hainsey and Marleau?
100%. 100% platonic gay couple.
Why do they have to be platonic, bro?
Because Patrick Marleau's married, bro. Patrick Marleau wouldn't cheat on his wife. He's a good guy.
What if they have an open relationship?
Okay.
Ooh.
I kind of want to move
fair.
on from this, so I just want to ask a question. So between the 1st and the 18th, Leafs have 8 games, 7 on the road, including a 5-game road trip, which is the longest road trip of the season. During these 8 games, which again 7 are on the road, you guys have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points out of a possible 10. How many points do you want out of the?
I wasn't listening. You're gonna have to say that again.
I'll rephrase it. Leafs have a 5-game road
Sorry,
trip,
Marshall.
longest road trip of the season.
Okay.
How many points do you want out of a 5-game road trip?
Who are they playing?
In this order: Boston, Carolina, Tampa, Florida, New Jersey, and no games are back to back.
I want 6.
Yeah, I agree. 6. I'd take points from Boston.
Or
You
100%.
don't
Like,
have
I
games
want
for
Sorry,
Boston.
Carolina, Florida.
Carolina.
Florida, and Jersey.
Yeah, those are the 3 teams you got to get points from.
But like
Points
I
or
think
wins?
it's more important wins. But I think 6 points is good because even if you don't get those wins, like squeezing a point, like let's say you take Boston or Tampa to overtime, like at least you get a point.
Yeah.
And like they're in our division. Like when you're playing division guys, you got to play better because you're fighting because it's worth more.
And I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's Leafs. It'll be Leafs and Tampa Bay fighting for the President's Trophy. And I know that that's not what you pay for,
that's outrageous.
but those are the 2 best teams in the league right now.
Tampa's 9-1 in the last 10.
they're so good.
So
That line of not Svechnikov, Jesus Christ, of Point, Kucherov, and Stamkos is arguably the best line in hockey.
Low key point gets carried. Hardcore.
I disagree. I think Point creates a lot. I think he brings so much.
I think he brings.
And Kucherov and Stamkos
fair.
are sick. I think they're all just so good.
it's one of those things where I think without Point and you put in someone else there, they definitely do lesser. But
Man,
it'll
if you
still
have
be
Kucherov and
ridiculous.
Stammer
Points the third
and then
wheel.
an Adam hockey player on that line, you're gonna get at least like a point a game.
so if you put Declan on that line, you get a point.
Like not even offended.
No, you put Kucherov, Stammer, and a Make-A-Wish kid on the line.
So Declan.
So Declan, are you going on the line again?
You guys are mean. Like I don't even have a comeback. That's just rude.
At least when you're mean, you have a good team to cheer for. I don't have a good team.
Screw your team.
Yeah,
Now everyone's injured.
Hey,
everyone is injured. It sucks.
but at least you're not the Habs.
What does that mean?
I just don't like the Habs more
Oh,
than
okay,
I don't
fair
like
enough.
the Senators.
Yeah, but at least the Habs have an owner that doesn't threaten to move the team.
Yeah, but they're also paying Carey Price, who's supposed to be the best goaltender in the world, like $10 million a year, to not be the best goaltender in the world.
You're not wrong.
Not really.
This
Like Freddie's outperforming Price, like hands down this season, and he's making less than half of his salary.
Freddie's so good.
Yeah, I think we have Freddie on a steal. What's Vasi making?
I don't know. 8? Maybe?
Yeah, I don't know, but I
pulling
think
that out of
Freddie's
my
on a
ass,
steal right now. Like even Pecorino, I think he's on 6. I'm not really sure.
he is statistically the best goalie in the league right now.
Pecorino?
Yes.
100%. Like statistically, and
Vasilevsky
he is
makes
the best.
$3.5 million.
That's
a
this year and
steal.
next year.
That's a
He is
huge
going to
steal.
make so much money.
How old will he be though? Because
He's 24 this year.
okay, no, he's fine. He'll be making
25 next
He'll
year.
make a lot of money.
Yeah.
He'll make a lot. Because I wondered if it was going to be a Carey Price situation where the same what's happening now, but no, he's young enough. He'll make a lot of
Now,
money.
how much money are we talking? Because there's like different levels. Is
Well,
it like suitcase full of
Man,
cash?
No, Carey Price level. He will make
Nashville?
Carey Price level money.
So is that like diving in gold coins?
Yeah, that's like ruining your team's cap amount of money.
He's so
like
good.
Carey Price did.
I think he'll take less. Like I think he might take like. I think he'll take substantially less.
Okay,
because he wants to be
Pecorino?
on a winning team.
Makes $7
No.
million, has $7 million a year, every year until this year, and then he signed an extension for 2 more years at $5 million a year. It went down.
So he took a drop for his team.
Yeah, because they were so good.
Yeah. And well, not so. They still are.
I mean, and he also didn't have a great playoff, so that hurt him a little bit.
Man,
Yeah, but the Jets are the Jets, so you
come-
can't get mad.
No,
when it's-
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
but like Pecorino is worth. I think he's worth more than $5 million a year.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I think
absolutely.
he's taken he has been the best goaltender of the year. This is the second straight year. Like last year, I think he was the best, hands down, in the league until the playoffs, and then Marc-Andre Fleury took over, and blew everyone's mind on how he can come back and be that guy again and carry a team to the finals.
And I think him and Anderson are the two like oldest goalies in the league, and
Greg?
okay, and they're both leading the league in time on ice, which is not a good recipe for old goalies.
Wait,
I
is
don't
he
think it's a good
beating
recipe for
Freddie
anything.
on time on ice? Because they have the
God,
same amount
yeah.
of wins.
No.
Oh, but I think that he loses more because he plays more games.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
No.
He's got more shutouts though. crazy.
Yes. Yeah,
He's got,
Freddie
like,
leads.
5 shutouts.
Freddie has the most shutouts.
No.
Yeah, he does. Freddie, yes.
Fleury has like 5 shutouts.
Oh, yeah.
Fleury's leading the league in
Oh,
shutouts. Freddie
okay.
has 2?
I think so. That sounds about right.
well, 1 or 2.
No, yeah, and I mean we talked a little bit earlier about goalies, and I mean look at the Washington Capitals last year. What was the one thing that was different about this year? They'd arrested Holtby going into the playoffs.
Yeah,
Holtby
'cause they had
lost his
Grubauer.
starting job,
Because Grubauer was taking
and this
over
was
for
the year
so
they did
long
it. And Holtby was so good.
in the finals.
He was so
Yeah.
good throughout.
Because he took over for Grubauer when did Grubauer get injured or did they just
Grubauer
start switching?
started, and he lost the first 2 games in the playoffs, and then they switched. They had the magical game 3 where they won in like a quadruple overtime, and from there they went on and won everything.
Man.
And I credit it so much to
Holtby
Holtby. I think that
and Ovi.
the rest was so big for him.
Did you see that? I think it was not was it the Athletic or it was like some newspaper, not newspaper magazine. They named like athlete of the year.
Oh,
and
I
they
saw
named
this,
the
yeah.
Golden State Warriors athlete of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I'm
I
like,
saw
are
that.
you kidding me?
I have also issue with ESPN though because they had the top 20 most dominant athletes. This isn't hockey. They had Brooks Koepka, not on the list.
I don't know who that is.
He won half the majors in golf and
That's ridiculous.
and Player of the Year, and he's not like if Tiger had done that, he'd be like number 1. But since it's not Tiger, he didn't. I just
Because
have
Tiger
issues.
also did questionable things, and now he's like,
No. Like
but
they
he's also Tiger.
they love Tiger.
yeah, no, and he's just like you get clicks
Yeah,
for Tiger. You don't get clicks for I don't even know this guy's name.
yeah, exactly.
Brooks
So,
Koepka.
Koepka.
First
That's-
time I've ever heard of this dude.
he's ripped.
Golf.
He's a golfer.
He's ripped. Yeah. He also has injury issues. Like,
The Ottawa Senators. Why don't we talk about your team, Marshall?
why don't I read off the injuries right now?
Okay, I don't think this is a fun trip.
I'm
Dylan
excited.
Dylan DeMello, undisclosed, but he's on the IR.
Ha
Christian Yaros, day-to-day, undisclosed.
ha.
Bobby Ryan, IR for concussion. They didn't even give him a timetable. They just said in the future. They didn't even say
That's-
months or weeks, just indefinitely.
The
Now,
future.
okay, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at injuries. I'm laughing that the Ottawa Senators organization.
Okay. Matt Duchene.
I don't know if that makes you a better person.
Matt Duchene, lower.
Team's leading point scorer, Matt Duchene.
Not even team. He was in top 10.
Yeah, he
in
was
the league.
sick,
He was a
yeah.
big pickup in fantasy.
Lower body injury. It's the groin. He's
Oh.
out weeks. So he's not going to be back till I'd say the new year, maybe even going to
Groin
February.
is a horrible place to injure.
Borowicki's been out forever, upper body injury. And then put Pajot, torn Achilles. He has been skating, but probably won't be until going into February, late January. And then 2 guys that have not even played this year and won't be playing is, of course, MacArthur and Gabrick. So we're paying those guys right now, and they haven't seen ice.
Which MacArthur?
Clark, your old guy.
Yeah, Clarky.
Clarky.
Clarky. I was like, I know we had Clark MacArthur, but I'm wondering if there's another.
Yeah, this is
MacArthur
where
in
he
the
went.
league.
I don't remember how he left Toronto, but this
Was
is where
it
he
with
came.
the FNUF thing?
No.
Okay.
So, but in Ottawa, I mean, they've been doing not great, but better than expected. They
Did you
had-
see the picture of them on the ice yesterday, where there was 3 Senators on the ice trying to whack at it with their stick?
Yeah, it was a flying V, but not good one.
Yeah, I don't understand. What was going on?
I think 2 guys fell and one was trying to dive for the puck. And they think what's happening with Ottawa is they've kind of had a bit of a setback, and that's because how they were doing well was not sustainable. They are 9th in goals, but only 25th in shots on goal, and they have given up the most goals and most shots against. So it eventually was going to all come crashing down.
It's Randy Carlisle leaves right there. It's like when we made the playoffs off the half season because we were a statistical anomaly. And then, oh my goodness, that was funny. Declan just showed me a picture of the Ottawa Senators, and 3 guys are lying down on the ice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sent it to my buddy who back home, Antonio Alberga, if you're listening, shout out. I sent it to him, and I go, what the fuck? And he went, I don't even know anymore. So I think that's the Ottawa Senators summed up right there.
Ottawa Senators. I don't even know anymore.
I don't even know anymore.
Where
Bring the noise.
Where are we playing in a couple years? I don't know. Who's gonna be our owner? I don't know. Who's our captain? I don't know. That's the Ottawa
Thomas
Senators.
Chabot.
He is. Might get to this later, but he might be coming up in my predictions for a trophy at the end of the year.
Ooh.
Oh.
What trophy?
I don't want to spoil it, but it's really could only be two
Hart.
options.
Yeah, I was.
This is only two options.
The Hart. Is it the Art Ross?
No.
We'll figure out later. It's a little tease.
Yeah, it's a tease.
Didn't even learn that in radio.
think he's gonna
You
win
learned
the
that all on
Vezina.
your own. Wow.
I think he's gonna win the Vezina.
100%.
Okay,
That is where it's at.
Why
Not
don't we move on to a dark place?
even
That
worse
is-
than Ottawa.
Yeah. Chicago.
Wow. Ooh.
I don't think Chicago's in a darker place. I just think that
Well, they've lost 18 of the last 21.
And they're on a 7-game losing streak, and it's not their worst losing streak this season.
That is dark.
well, at least they didn't start like the Yotes did last year. The Yotes didn't win a game for like I don't know 15 games.
They're last place in the NHL right now. In the standings, they are 30th in goals against average. They allow 3.75 goals per game.
Again, only
Their
Ottawa's
power
worse.
play is worse than the league by a substantial margin at 11.3%.
That is so bad.
And
Man,
they have a negative
15% power play is bad.
and they have a negative 33 goal differential.
Meh.
You
That's
know,
not that bad.
Yeah, that's
That's
I'm
pretty
kidding.
bad. It's like super bad.
Man, Chicago, like you had your dynasty, and then it just like blew up.
Buddy, it started with when they valued Seabrook too much. Signed him to a ridiculous contract till the end of time. I think he makes something like 6.75.
Man, but Keith is on a fucking sweetheart deal.
Well, yeah, but
I know. And it's also Kane and Taves, man. Taves making what, 10-5?
I think
And
they
Kane's
both make
making
10.
10-5.
or something like that. I think
And-
they have identical contracts.
and the light is not near because the next 4 games are Pittsburgh, Winnipeg, San Jose, Nashville.
I would not pay Taves $10.5 million a year.
According to Darren Dreger, I saw this morning on SportsCenter. Chicago has absolutely no plans to part ways with their core Taves, Kane, unless they come to them and say we want to get out. Otherwise, they're sticking with them possibly forever.
Well,
Because that's Bowman.
Do you think that when they sign their next contracts, it's going to be for a lot less money?
When do they have to sign their next
I'm
contract?
not going to say a lot, but it will be less. There's no way.
I think like Taves $6 million. Like if
I
I was
could
going to sign Taves now, I'd sign him on like $7 or $8 million.
I could see Kane walking.
He signed.
Maybe go back
Jonathan
to Buffalo.
Taves is signed until he's 34 years old.
And what about Kane?
I'm not paying him $7 million when he's 34 years old.
I won't be
I'd pay
surprised.
him maybe $1.5 million because he's going to be
Yeah, how much
subpar.
How much longer is Kane on?
Same deals. Exact same deals.
But till when though?
Same time.
I wasn't
They're
listening
at
the first time.
2022, 2023.
That's a long ways away.
God, that hurts.
That's Chicago. You're in trouble.
I think Keith is signed until he's like 40. Yeah.
Oh.
Chicago. Yeah, Keith finishes the same year, but he is 5 years older. So
Wow.
He's till he's 39.
Chicago.
That's like retirement age.
Yeah, that is. Duncan Keith will probably never sign another contract again unless he gets like
Maybe like
restructured
1 year.
for like $1 million.
He goes to the Leafs. He wins a cup with the Leafs.
his picture in his
2024.
his picture in his pajamas. His Leafs pajamas come out.
Would you wait till 2024 if it meant that Keith could also win a cup?
No.
No, I would. No, we already have won 3 cups,
Oh, okay.
and then we won
Okay.
another. Man, like, what do you think this is? We're three-peating.
All I'm saying is, look how long it took Ovechkin. It's gonna be a little. It might be a
All
little
I'm
bit.
saying is that the Capitals didn't build as strong a team as the Leafs did.
All I'm saying is, I'm not.
That's a
cheering-
lie.
I'm
The
not.
Capitals team that was iced when the Pittsburgh won the cup the second time, I think was the best team like ever iced ever. When they added
Ever?
when they added what's his name
Ever.
not the Oilers of the 80s. Okay, shut up.
So of this century.
Okay, of the modern era.
Okay.
So of the dead puck era.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like when they added who they had in the back end, Shattenkirk.
He
It
was
was-
garbage for them though.
I know, but like looking at the names on like if you looked at that team on paper, you would be like, I don't want to play that team.
No.
We're gonna get smacked. Even if you have Crosby on the other team, like eventually, like they did lose, but that's because they just like didn't have the chemistry. And then they had a significantly worse team the next year, and they won. Variance in sports, amazing.
That's why I like the
What a
NH
year it was to win though. Like,
That's why I like the NHL.
yeah, it's definitely the league with the most parity.
Well, yeah, and like Bill, I like Bill Simmons. He was like bitching of how like, wow, the NHL's gonna have another team, so it's gonna even be more of a spread in the goods. Like, yeah, that's good because right now in NBA is only 4 teams that can win championship.
One team that can win the championship.
And
It's the
and
Golden State Warriors, and 3 teams that can make the finals.
Where did the Raptors fall? I'm not a basketball.
They're one of
fan.
them.
Second, they're the second best team in the league. Probably.
It's Golden State, then Raptors, Celtics, toss up, and then honestly Memphis is making a surprise there. So that's
what about Milwaukee is good.
This
Like
is
their
all news to
record,
me.
Their
Well, yeah,
records,
it's because of Greek the Freak.
yeah, but like Giannis is a monster.
Greek
Like
freak.
Kawhi is more of a monster, which is hype.
Where did you guys fall on the Kawhi trade? Could just
Well,
pulling
Man,
us a little
at the
further.
time, I was like, I'm sad to see DeRozan go, but I understood. We have been stagnant in the playoffs, like
Yeah, no.
every year, and then they had to make a move. Like,
100%.
yeah, Kawhi's only 1 year, but this guy is the second or third best player in the league.
He's
No,
the
third best.
He's
third
the
best.
best person in the East.
Yeah, and then Giannis. It's him, then Giannis, and it's Tecumbo.
Yep, that's it. So
It's a Greek. freak.
there's our NBA talk of the day.
Yeah.
I was lost.
how's-
I was just kind of sitting there smiling.
How are the Oilers doing?
Connor McDavid is good. and Lucic likes to throw hands.
They're actually doing not bad. They're 6-2-2, I think.
I know,
They're
since,
six, like,
Hitch
since
got-
Hitchcock.
Hitch took over,
And
yeah.
there's serious talk that the interim tag will be taken off at the
Yeah,
end
I
of the
think
year.
it will.
Oh, damn.
So they get the.
And then they're going to be bad next year. And then they're going to restart again.
It's. I mean,
Chiarelli. How does he have that job? Peter Chiarelli is my inspiration in life, man.
you can just fuck up as many times as you want.
It
and still-
doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter what I do. I can do anything if Peter Chiarelli is an NHL general manager.
I can do anything. You can do anything. I can do better.
I can do anything Peter Chiarelli can do better. I think we should rewrite the song.
Peter-
Do you think I should write a song like I can do anything Peter Chiarelli can do better, and then send it to like management of the Oilers as a resume?
Send it to their media department.
Man,
It's
maybe
a-
I
Send
can
it
be
to Calgary.
GM.
Send it to the Flames.
All I'm saying is I'm glad Edmonton has a nice rink because that's all they got going for them right now. That and McDavid.
Hold on, I made it sound good with syllables. I can do anything Chiarelli can do. Oh no, I can do anything Chiarelli does better.
No, just jump out the window.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna.
that was
We're on
horrible.
the second floor, so if I jump, like I'm not even gonna break it. It's gonna kind of hurt.
It's gonna hurt.
Why don't we head a little bit south in Alberta and go talk about them Flames? The Flames are currently
They're on
and
fire,
sneakily.
you could say.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
They're currently first in
Am
the
I the dad
Pacific
of the
Division.
podcast?
No,
Seb's the dad of the podcast.
He's always disappointed.
no,
He's
that's
not-
my
Just like
dad.
real
That's my
father.
dad.
Aw, man, we made the same joke.
So yeah, Calgary's good.
It's
Yeah,
just
no.
kind of sitting there, not
Came out of
doing
nowhere.
anything.
Man, isn't David Riddick having like some nuts year?
9-2-2 he is this year. They're being heavily led by 5 guys, and that's Johnny Gaudreau, Sean
Fantasy
Monahan,
team? Not fantasy.
Elias Lindholm,
Not fantasy.
Matthew
Oh,
Tkachuk,
no.
and Mark
Words!
Giordano. English is hard sometimes. Giordano has 29 points. I want you to guess how close. I want you to guess how many points the next guy, Michael Backlund, has. I want you to guess.
13.
18.
He is 17.
Uh-oh. Wow,
All right.
You were close to sell down.
I was gonna say
Proud of you.
17 too. Thank you.
So what is that? A 12-point difference between 29 and 17? Is this sustainable? They have no depth squad.
As someone
Yes.
that used to have
Calgary.
Carlson, no, it's not sustainable.
But I think yes because Johnny Gaudreau.
Johnny Gaudreau is really good. 39 points on the year.
No, but I don't think it's sustainable until they have. Yeah, their goaltending's like been good, but I think they like unless he sustains it throughout the whole year. Like, is Riddick playing all the time for them, or like most of the time? Is he their starter? I don't really know. Like
They
the
split
goaltending
starts. They
situation.
split starts.
Between who?
It's Mike Smith,
Mike Smith.
and Riddick.
Okay.
Riddick has played in 15, Smith in 19.
Okay.
And
so,
Smith has not been good this year.
But
He is
Riddick
an
has.
894.
but Riddick's been great.
Yeah. Calgary's a
So-
fun team to watch, man.
Yeah, and like, I hope they go to the playoffs. And I think in their division they can easily
It's
go to the
not
playoffs.
unrealistic that we get a Battle of Alberta first playoff round.
I was going to kind of bring this up as a segue just before we get to predictions. There are currently 5 Canadian teams in a playoff spot. At the end of the regular season, will there be 5 Canadian teams in the playoffs?
Hold on, who's in playoffs?
Every
right now?
team but Vancouver and Ottawa.
No,
Okay,
I don't
'cause
think.
Montreal's not making the playoffs.
I don't think the Habs are going to make
Actually,
it.
They might, man. Like the Metropolitan Division is weak.
Awful.
Oh, that's true.
Awful.
Like
Montreal-
they'll be in a wild card spot probably.
If
because the only good teams in Metropolitan are literally Washington, Columbus, and then like right now it's the Islanders, but like Pittsburgh's going to take over, and
Yeah.
then I think Montreal is better than the Islanders. I think they have more
No,
points.
they're better than Pittsburgh. Islanders have the third. Well, Islanders and Pittsburgh are tied, same points, but and there's also games in hand, so I don't know what the tiebreaker is there. And Montreal
Maybe it's goal
also.
differential.
if the
Or is it
Washington
regular overtime wins.
I'm not sure what it was.
if the Washington Capitals were in the Atlantic Division, they would not be in a playoff spot.
And they are.
They would be in a
First,
wild
they are
card spot.
And they are
First.
first.
They
No,
have
they would be in a playoff spot, but they'd be
Not
in a
only-
wild
no.
card spot.
Not
it
only
would be a wild card spot.
Yeah, yeah, but
And
they
our-
wouldn't be in the top 3.
Not
No.
only are they first, they're first by 5 points.
Yeah.
God, the Metropolitan.
It's
Man,
awful.
I thought the Pacific was bad.
Well, it's not great. You're not wrong in saying that. But like, it's 3 good teams, and then it's just.
Man, I really
Dog-
thought that New
dog
Jersey and
awful.
Philly were going to be pretty good this year.
I never have
think I had that in
ever
my
in my
predictions.
life had expectations for Philadelphia, New Jersey, and both New York teams. I've never had expectations for them to do good.
They're
Really?
kind of the teams I forget. No. The team I forget is Minnesota.
I love Minnesota. And the reason I
Team I
don't
forget's-
forget about them is because they have Devin Dubnyk, and he's like one of my favorite players of all time.
If it wasn't for Sagan and Ben, I don't think I would realize that Dallas had a team.
The
What
Blues.
about Radulov?
I don't know.
I've forgotten about the Blues this
No.
year, man.
Man, they won last night. But like, yeah. Do you see that thing? They had this guy come into their team. I forget his name, but he had an interview, and it was the most comprehensive interview I've ever seen in my life.
In what way?
Not one stutter at all. He spoke like with big words like Declan uses, and then he was never like pucks deep. We're working. He was like, yeah, we have a lot of deep rooted problems on this team. Throughout this season, we've gone through ups and downs. We had expectations going, and it was like very well spoken, and everyone that watched the interview was like, "Damn, bro, this guy, big money."
So that was
moves."
St. Louis?
Yeah.
There was I didn't actually see them, but there's apparently 2 or 3 guys that kind of spoke out very openly and very translucently about this problems and situation in St. Louis. I almost feel like maybe the guy was practicing that monologue in his mirror and like, all right, today's the day we're gonna finally unleash shit, because apparently like Luke Shannon, like they all kind of just went out and said, we got a lot of dirty laundry on this team, and we don't know what the solution is.
And there was a fight at practice.
yeah, that was quite the
What,
thing.
what was it? Last week? No. Yesterday.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday. Yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
Fight at practice.
There's a fight.
Yeah.
Who
No,
was
that
it
2
between?
days ago?
No, it was yesterday because I saw it this morning on Sports Center.
I'm like so certain.
Who was it between? Do you know?
No, I just caught it. It was
was
sorry, not Sports Center. Jay and Dan, brought to you by Tim Hortons.
Yeah, it was. I think it was 2 days ago.
Well,
but I think that they only reported on it yesterday.
It was Robert Bertuzzo and Zach Sanford.
was it yesterday or the day before?
It was yesterday.
They got issues.
Was it actually?
They have
I really
issues,
thought it was
man.
2 days ago. It's been such a long 2 days.
Exams.
You know that Seb and Declan played Civilization 5 all day yesterday? Like, in their rooms respectively, like, by themselves. And, like, you could hear them, like, my city's sick. Blah, blah, blah. I'm declaring war. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, come on.
Do
Like,
you want to hear the worst dick move that I did to
Oh,
Seb?
my God.
I don't, but you're gonna say it anyway. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's hilarious. Seb was getting a little too comfortable out in his own continent. Nobody had declared war on him all game. So I paid his neighbor to go to war with him just to mess up his stuff so that I could then further run
2 days
away with
ago.
the game.
It's 2 days ago. It was Bertuzzo and Sanford, and it was 2 days ago.
Well, then,
Fight me.
Declan. What the fuck?
I thought it was
Lying,
hilarious.
idiot.
No, the fight. It was 2
Oh,
days
the
ago.
article was written yesterday.
Yeah, but it was.
But I
2 days
didn't
ago.
really
This-
read the
this
article.
fight was posted. It says 2 days ago, which means it was more than 2 days.
Okay.
See, look at this. I am a genius.
The internet lied to me.
All right.
All right, so moving on from Calgary.
I was gonna say, let's see how much of a genius you are at the end of the year.
Matthews 55 goals.
So we're gonna do our monthly predictions now. Going through Hart, Norris, Art Ross, Vesna.
Yeah, and Marshall, why don't you just give us a reminder of what we said last week?
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting
Or
into
last
it.
month?
Last
Or
month we're doing monthly updates.
we didn't do November. We
Yeah,
forgot
yeah, we
about
did.
it.
No,
Yeah,
we
did.
did.
We,
Yeah,
did we do November?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we forgot about
No,
it.
this
we
will be the
did it.
third time we've done it.
Okay.
So, do you want me to go through all the predictions or just go through each time we do a trophy? That's what I want to say what you guys said before.
do that.
Let's just
Okay.
do that. Yeah.
So the
quick.
first one is just we picked the winners of the East and the West and who will win the cup. I had Pens and Jets before. I still have faith. The Pens are getting better and better. They're only 2 points out of playoff spot, so I'm going to stick with the Jets and the Pens and the Jets winning. Ian, you changed.
in the finals. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You changed from the Sharks beating Tampa to then having Tampa beat Nashville. What will you have at this point in the season? You have Tampa beating Nashville.
In the Stanley Cup final,
Yes.
honestly, like, it's still Tampa, and they're probably they're so good. Like, there's so much variance. I think it's gonna be Tampa, and man, honestly, out of the West, I'm gonna stick with Nashville.
And who do
They
you have
the best
winning?
chance. Pecorini's so good, and I have Tampa beating Nashville. I don't think Pecorini's gonna show up that well in the playoffs.
And then, just my mic here. And then Declan, you had the Leafs beating the Jets originally, and now you have Boston beating the Jets.
I'm going crazy again.
What's wrong with you?
I think the Columbus Blue Jackets are going to do something crazy at the deadline
It's reasonable.
and pick up a monster player and make it to the Stanley Cup
And then they're
final,
gonna lose Panarin and that monster player.
where they will meet
And
the Winnipeg Jets, and the Winnipeg Jets will bring a Stanley Cup back to Canada for the first time since
I
1994.
don't think the Winnipeg Jets are ever gonna win a Stanley Cup again.
you've had the Jets.
That's my bold prediction.
I think they will. You had the Jets all 3 times, first time's losing, and now you've joined me in saying they will win.
Yep,
Welcome
over the Columbus Blue Jackets, because
Welcome
I
to-
think they're going to do something crazy.
In the words of McLean, welcome to the party, pal.
Well,
Now, for the Hart
to the party.
for the Hart Trophy, I originally had McDavid. Sorry, no, I originally had Matthews. Now I had McDavid. Ian has Taylor Hall, and Declan has Matthews. And I have stuck with McDavid, but I might say McKinnon is making a. Yeah, I won't be surprised if he wins it, but I'm still
Sure.
going to stick with McDavid.
Okay.
So, are you going to stick with Taylor Hall, or are you going to change it?
Man, at this point, Taylor Hall's not gonna win the
No.
Hart Trophy. Like, no way. And as much as I would love to say like maybe Mitch Marner, like he's just playing on such a good team, and I think it's so hard for him to win.
It's one of those things where votes are dispersed among.
And the Avalanche aren't a good team, but then you have that line, and they're so good. Like I think I have to go with Rantanen. Honestly, he's having this crazy year.
Who did he go with, Declan? Who did?
I'm also going with Mikko Rantanen.
Okay.
Oh,
so
me, go,
There it is.
Rantanen. I said Mikko Rantanen.
Bum, 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 bum. So stupid.
One of my favorite videos.
It's not a video. It's a SoundCloud clip, and you kept saying video.
It's the same thing.
No, it's
really
not.
It's really not.
You can't watch a movie on SoundCloud.
All right. So now, for Rocket, most goals of the year, I had Lane. Then I changed to McKinnon, and I'm actually going to change it again.
Okay, back to Line
Ovi,
Ovi.
Oh.
good old Ovi.
Yeah, classic.
Ian, you have Lane.
I'm sticking with it.
All right. And Declan, you have Lane.
I'm going to go with Pasternak.
Do you want to say why Pasternak?
Because
That
I think
better
Pasternak
not.
is so good. There's not really
It's because he has him on his
It's
fantasy
not really
team,
an
and
ex-
he really wants
ex-
it.
Okay, that makes
There's
sense.
not really an explanation here. I just think he's really good, and he'll have to carry a lot more
Fantasy team.
of the baggage now that Boston is so injured.
All right, fair enough. And then Art Ross, most points. Let's see, McDavid, and McDavid. Are we all going to stay with McDavid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. that was easy. That was easy. All right, Vesna, a little bit more
Can we
harder to
just say
figure out.
Edmonton Oilers because it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, that wouldn't be
Just Edmonton.
So for Vesna, I originally had Hellebuck. I am definitely changing that now. And who I have now is Freddie Anderson.
Ooh.
Let's go, baby, Fresno.
And Ian, you had Freddie Anderson.
I'm sticking with Freddie.
Sticking with Freddie.
It's my
And
guy. I have a jersey coming. It's hype. I'm
Ooh.
excited.
Big Christmas present.
Big Hanukkah present because I'm Jewish, friend.
Right. I forgot. How could I forget? That's like the worst guy.
And Pecorine is who Declan used to have.
And
Is he gonna-
Declan DeBarp is changing that
Freddie.
to not Freddie.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Pecker.
No, you're getting rid of Rene and not going to Freddie.
I'm not going to Freddie.
Who are you
I'm
going to?
going to what's his name? I forgot his
Yeah,
name.
that guguy.
What's his name? No,
Marc
this is-
Andre Fleury.
No, this is gonna bother me. What's his name?
Craig
What team?
Anderson.
What team?
Carey Price.
Give me
Longo.
a team.
Sorry, John Gibson. John Gibson.
Oh, okay.
I think it's gonna
Dutch.
be John Gibson.
Man, they're not even gonna make the playoffs.
I think they will, and I think he will win. The
But
thing.
if they make the playoffs, he'll probably win Vesna.
Yeah.
But like, they're not gonna make the playoffs because they're poop.
They are poop. For Norris,
Poop indeed.
I try to stick with them. I am no longer sticking with Carlson and Burns. So instead, I'm going with Carlson. John Carlson.
Oh, I was
Ooh.
thinking that.
Seb's
actually earlier.
Carlson's.
And
Seb, is that
Ian,
what your team in fantasy is? Gonna
you
be
had
next year? The
you had
Carlsons?
Hedman. Are you gonna stick with Hedman, or do you want to?
I like as much as Heaven's a sturdy guy. Like, I think I might change it. I'm gonna wild card it. Morgan Riley.
Ooh.
I think that if he can make a push and like do some nut stuff, like he's still like up there. People like, I think it's hard to argue that he's had such a contribution to the team this year.
Agree. 100% agree.
But like you could argue that he wouldn't win
Who
Norris.
did I pick last time?
You used to have. No. You have Burns. You have Burns right now.
Okay, I'm going to also say Morgan Riley.
Okay.
Declan just takes my answers and thinks that he's making up his own mind.
Well,
but,
no,
like,
I was already
Okay.
gonna pick Riley, but okay. If you want to feel good about
I saw on
yourself.
his screen he was like, "I'm gonna pick John Carlson" after Marshall said it, but then I said Morgan Riley, and then it said changed it to Morgan
I
Riley.
think you're lying.
I mean, I can't see his screen, so I'm gonna take Ian's word for it.
Okay.
Last prediction
I think he is lying.
is the Calder, and this is what I was teasing earlier. I'm going with Hot Sam Thomas Shabbat
Ooh,
for
okay.
Norris. Sorry, Calder. For Calder.
Can he win the? He played last year.
No, I think he can win the. Oh no, I'm thinking Chuck. I'm going to go with Chuck for the. I confuse
Okay.
the two. Chuck is going to win the Calder. Jesus.
Question.
Who'd you have before?
I had Pedersen, but
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the homer pick, and I'm gonna go with.
Man, Pedersen had 5 points the other night,
I
and
think
now
he's
you're
so
changing
good.
it. He had 5 points, and you're like, I don't think he's gonna do it anymore.
I honestly think that if people actually look, it's better to if you have this if they finish with the same points and pretty much same points per game, but say Pedersen has like 4 or 5 point games, that shows he's less consistent and just scores in bursts. If they actually look
but
at
like,
that,
have you seen his
that's-
goals? Have you seen
oh.
how filthy some of his goals are? Oh my god! The one was it UC Saros that he dangled, or was it Pecorine? I don't even remember. But it was a couple of nights ago. He
It's just rude.
took his jock. Like it wasn't fair.
well, both you've had Pedersen. Are you
And
gonna-
I'm sticking with Pedersen.
Yeah. I don't think anyone can touch him right now.
I think he's
Unless
so
he
good.
like gets injured or something, I think he's a pretty much lock for Calder.
Agreed.
I'm sorry.
Agreed.
You guys want to be wrong? That's fine.
We
All right, and then lastly,
have to do trivia.
we'll not have to. I'm doing this to help Declan. I feel bad that he's never won, so we've come up with a theme based on what last episode was, and this is a random Leafs player that was on the team sometime between the 05-06 season and not this season.
Is that the first hint?
No, I'm just telling you he has played in this time span.
Not this season.
No. May have played last season, may have played the season after 05-06, but it has is
And
between.
never played since.
Can we
Nope.
guess now?
Go ahead.
Is it Clark MacArthur?
No, I'm not that easy.
I was actually gonna guess that. Oh, damn,
Okay,
whatever.
so the first hint, he was drafted 44th in the 2006 draft, but did not make his debut until the 08-09 season. He was drafted by Toronto, made his debut with Toronto in the 08-09 season, but he was drafted in 06.
Is it Brian McCabe?
It is not Brian McCabe.
Oh my god. Who made their debut? This is hard. This is the worst because I know
I think I know.
James Van Riemsdyk.
No. Let me give you another hint, then you can see. So he has played for only. Actually, no, I'll do that one after. I'll do this a specific one from the 2010-2011 season. This was his best season in the NHL. He played in all 82 games, and he was the only player on the Leafs that year to play in every game and have a positive plus-minus. He had 57 points that year. And in total, his entire career at the Leafs, he had 192 points in 6 seasons.
Is it Alex Ponikarovsky?
No.
Oh.
Mikhail Grabovski.
No. These are all people. I looked at both of them. Both guys. Before...
Nice.
He played in the Olympics in Sochi.
Alex
No,
Ponikarovsky
and
is
didn't-
my favorite player.
He played in the Olympics in Sochi, did not medal, and he has won 2 gold medal world championships in 2012 and 2014.
Is it Nick Antropov?
No, he is Russian.
Oh.
This guy no, but this
Wait.
guy is Russian.
No,
Hold
Nick.
on.
Oh, okay.
This guy is
Is Russian.
Oh, that's not fair. You didn't tell us where he was before I guessed. Nick Antropov isn't Russian.
Yeah, but you could have known that he was gold.
No, now I'm telling you.
2014.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't medal in 2014.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to really think of who was on the
I
Leafs.
really only got like 2 more hints
in
after that.
2010, 2011.
Russian Leaf?
Man, I'm actually confused. Like
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna say Jason Blake,
But he's not a Russian
but then
Leaf.
I was like, he's not a Russian Leaf. I have no idea. I'm trying to think of Russian
Is it
Leaf.
Fedor Gordeev?
No.
Rich Clune.
Let's see, this guy. So before the NHL and now currently after the NHL, he played for KHL Metalburg Manikkorv, and after the Leafs and before going there, he played for the Islanders for 4 years.
Komarov.
Oh, it is Leo Komarov, isn't
No.
it? Oh no. I was gonna be like Russian Leaf, but no,
Man.
he played for us last year.
Yeah, I know.
This guy had the 4th most points of 2010 season for the Leafs.
Man, totally could have been Komarov. That was a good one. It
It
wasn't
was.
though. So you gotta guess.
He's left wing and shoots left.
Man,
I don't know Russian Leafs.
is it Marshall Healy?
No,
Is it Thomas Caberlet?
no.
No,
Can I just
no.
say it now?
Hold on.
Okay, he's googling now. He won a World Junior Championship in 2004.
Yeah, I don't remember Russian Leafs.
Christopher Stieg?
No,
No.
Christopher Stieg is Canadian.
Oh my god, it's Nikolai Kulemin.
Yep.
Oh, it's cool.
Oh my god. Oh, I saw the name and I was like, I cannot believe I didn't think of this guy.
You said Grabovski.
I said Grabowski and I didn't think of Kulemin.
I recognized his name right away, so I figured you guys would remember him.
I forgot about
I do.
him completely.
I love Nikolai Kulemin. I know he went to the Islanders. He went with Mikhail Grabovski to the Islanders.
I know.
Because Grabovski got bought out and then signed with the Islanders.
Man, I liked Grabowski a lot.
So did I.
That's why I didn't do him because it was too easy. So that's why I went with Coolman because I still recognized him. I thought you.
Man, I cannot. I'm so mad at myself. I'm sorry.
get-
I'm
so you
sorry,
get to do-
viewers, that I'm a
So you get
fake
to do
fan.
trivia again next year.
God
Next week.
damn
You
it!
beat us.
Or not next week. It will be in the
No,
new
yeah,
year.
we
In the
are
new
not
year.
doing a podcast next week or the week after. 3 or 4 weeks from now.
We're going home, me and Ian, to Toronto, obviously Marshall to Toledo, Ontario. to
Not
this little-
Spain, not the good one.
Or not the crappy one in
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not the cool one, but it's not the shitty one either. It's the in between one.
It's like London, Ontario. You name an awesome city. You name a so-so city after an awesome city. It's like
well, Paris,
it's
France
like
ain't that
Paris,
great either.
Tennessee. It's like Paris, Texas, and they put a little Eiffel Tower. So we walk in, I'm like, I don't even know where I'm at. Follow your hosts on Twitter at DeBart14, at Ian_Blumenthal, and at Marshall Healy. Don't forget to follow the podcast at Real Good Procast.